because they know they're about to be in a long haul in the valley of Jehoshaphat. So they're getting a military to be brought there so that strength in numbers. So they're getting ready for the U.S. is getting ready for war.
That's why you barely see anything on the shelves now. It's because they got to feed all the troops over there.
All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hakodash. We'd also like to give double honors to our elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. We'd also like to say peace, safety, and salutations to the Lord's beloved elect, the hopeful elect, the 1/3. To you, we say shalom, the predestinated. All right, we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and those scattered abroad, according to the diaspora. Whether or not what you look like, it's all based ultimately on your spirit. If you are an Israelite scattered amongst these heathen nations, okay? And we are in the last days where now we have been woken up. Let's get Revelations 11 and start at 8. We've now been awoken to who we are as a nation, as a people, as a creature. And now through prophecy, Baruch 2, we are thinking upon the name of our God while being in captivity. And the fact that we have now been awoken is a sign of the end of heathens and rulership and power. The Rome revival, as we're living in today, is getting ready to fall. And this is why prophecies coming to pass. The U.S. military is instituting a mandatory enlistment of a draft of military-aged men between the ages of 18 to 25, which is a sign that there is about to be a world war taking place. Yep. And that world war is prophesied in the Holy Scriptures. When it says the second woe is past, behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past.
Yeah, the Second World War. Okay, the Second World War is past. Keep going.
And behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
So it's been less than 100 years since the Second World War. And now you see the military of the United States occupying in the Middle East pretty much as a proxy to Amalek, or who you know as Israel. So Amalek is prophesied to draw Babylon, the virgin daughter Babylon the Great, out into the Middle East to be destroyed. And these nations are prophesied to send their nuclear missiles upon America, which is found in the Bible known as Babylon. And the children of Israel will be delivered out of the midst of that.
This is the book of Jeremiah 49 and verse 20.
We need Revelations 11.
Oh, we go back to that?
Yeah. And starting at 8.
Yep.
And see right there, that's how Yahweh Shai said, when the word comes, see, when the word comes, say it cometh immediately. So we don't know if that individual is an Israelite, a lost sheep, a wandering star, but something caused him to stop and listen. Look at license plate, and he's leaving. The mark of the beast is on the way.
Wow.
So he stopped up to listen, but then because of the siren, that's Mark 4:13.
Yep.
When the word come, say it cometh immediately. Pull the headphones, knock on the door, phone ring. Come on, you got to do your chores. The baby's crying. So you got to be careful when it comes to the distractions when the Lord is stretching out his hand. Like it says in Proverbs 1, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the street saying. So we're actually telling you the answers to what breaking news is breaking to you.
Yep.
We got a Revelation 11.
Yep.
Let's go into that, Baba Kashab.
Revelation 11, you said start verse 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is where we're at right now. With Esau, Edom going down, you have to understand this is prophecy, man. Us being out here is prophecy. This is a very big spiritual deal pertaining to prophecy, not just who you're looking at and hey, you're no, us as a nation.
Yep.
Okay, the house of David, brothers. All right, the sheep. We got Jeremiah 17.
Yeah.
John 17. Thank you, brother. I'm sorry. The John 17. The sheep, the brothers, the sisters, for you being able to repent. To be given the opportunity in the spirit with ample time to call on the Lord, have guidance, what to do, what not to do. That's Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. Even on our way up here, the verse of the day was spiritual. Right or right? That's how you know that's the Lord. That's not us.
Lord. Yeah.
Got it.
Revelation 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies.
Right. Proverbs 21 and 16. A man that wandereth, Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wandereth his way out of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the valley of shadow of death. Right? So when you don't have Yahweh Shem Shai, you're done. You're finished. And you still got to deal with curses. So you got Jake out here without the Lord, full of curses, man. You know, Jake, men and women. And what I notice about the Jake woman, she's more cursed with her mind and body. Like, obviously, we all go through our hell, right? But when you notice the Jake woman, she's got ailments, skin issues, mental problems, bruised brain. This is why the Israelite man is the head and is spiritually important to the nation of Israel. You know? You got that, brother? Proverbs 21?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Boom. So when you don't have this truth, you're dead. You know, you're just lost. You're open to anything that your enemy is telling you. This is why the scripture said we would have to eat defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, because now we've been reverted to being scattered off. And with that scattering comes the putting on of heathen custom, heathen culture. Y'all brothers know why monks shave their head? It's in reverence to Buddha or Hinduism or something like that. So even the fact of men shaving, that's all to another god, man. So when you out here taking on a custom of a heathen, unbeknownst to you, you're serving their idols and their false gods. See? Yeah. And because you're in the congregation of the dead, the heathens are dead. Like it says in Revelation 20, then the dead shall rise. That's the heathen being given back their land. You know? That was it on that. Read that again, please.
Rev 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street.
And let me just qualify this. There, as in Israelites. There, the Israelites would be in the great city spiritually dead. Okay? And that's our people. That's our people collectively right now. Keep going.
And it reads, shall lie in the street of the great city.
What's the great city?
Babylon.
Babylon is the great city. You're looking at the greatest city on earth. Mm-hmm. You know?
But that's Babylon because people mention Babylon and they say the whole world. But they're mentioning Babylon.
Look at this, brothers. Look at, are those Roman pillars?
Literally, yeah.
All right.
This is the Rome revival.
Look at these buildings. Yep. Oh, look across the street. That's all Rome. You know, we're in Rome, the Rome revival. Mm-hmm. All right, raising spiritual hell. Mm-hmm. And who's in office? Nero.
Yep.
And that looks like some nigga. I'll have to Google it. But you had Nero. He just went to a recent UFC fight. Yeah. And guess what? The mirth is gone. The mirth is gone, and the crowd went mild. They wasn't happy. It was booze, empty seats. The mirth is gone here, man.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's heavy on my spirit is how, bro, we're so close to the kingdom. We don't need to be depressed. We don't need to be sad. They're going down. Their party's ending. Okay. They just didn't. We the after party. You know what I mean? Like we the finale.
We got next.
We got next. Literally. Mm-hmm. Don't fall into their depressed demise of destruction. Yep. And now I gotta feel like this nurse was crying. Cause you know, women, they judge off emotion.
Yeah.
You gotta correct them on that. So this nurse was crying. It appeared to be a Shedemite, and she was crying because she was delivering medication to one of her patients because he can't work or afford his insurance.
Yeah.
So she's crying because she's gotta leave her job to help. Bro, that's the beginning of sorrows. You people don't realize you're trying to elongate what was prophesied to be shortened.
Right.
You know? Right. It says the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Seriously.
You got it, bro.
No, back in Revelation 11, verse 8, and it says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
And we literally just passed a Christian church that said Black Lives Matter and trans lives are sacred.
Yeah.
Y'all brothers, my witness, did not a church say that?
Said they had, not only did it say it had a big ass poster on the top of the building.
And a notable Christian is a cross-dressing faggot named Tyler Perry.
Yep.
And I'm expressing my right of freedom of speech through religion to say that. All right? Mm-hmm. So keep going, brother.
And it reads,
and it said sacred, and because we get a little excited, but we had to apply the spirit. Well, those fucking transmissions are sacred because the Lord has provided a sacrifice in Basra.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
With their sacred sassy ass.
Yeah.
The Lord about to bring judgment, man. So we're not getting so upset as we used to because destruction is near.
Right.
Right,
because even though it's getting more wicked and more worse, it has to get worse and wicked before it gets better. Right and right before it gets better and more righteous.
Yep.
That's why it says in 2 Peter 3, like he said, the brother just said, because they about to be destroyed.
Yep.
It says that what does it say? 2 Peter 3, they're reserved under fire.
Right.
So the Lord is, allowing these people to, be more wicked to, what's the word? To justify the destruction.
Yep. Because it says that her sins reach unto heaven.
Right.
Real quick, 2nd Ezra 5. I could start at 8. I just want to get to the point.
Yep.
Just to get to the point. Yep. It says 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, which wit is out here on the highways right now.
Right.
So people, the majority of people, chiefly first and foremost Jake, who the message is for, they're going to be looking for a wit once it's hidden.
Yep.
And once that's hidden, that's the Lord taking his compassion off of his people.
Yep.
So the fact that the prophets are out here prophesying and teaching is a showcase of edification masked with compassion. You're getting edified because that's the Lord showing compassion. But Jake's occupied with what he say? He's got a passion for flashing.
Yeah.
You right? Jake just want to be out here chilling
Yeah.
like a Kendrick Lamar DNA video. Remember in the car?
Yeah.
And they're wilding, they're tripping, drinking, just completely gone in the flesh. And you're driving by the answer.
Yeah. Well, it says that. 2 Ezra 9, it says, they that had yet liberty, but have not known me.
Loathed it. Yep. Despised it.
Yeah. So they out here, having a good old time. But we're not in the time of having a good old time.
No.
Prophecy is increasing.
We're having a good time serving the Lord.
That's right.
We're having a good time getting together on a Sabbath service.
Yep.
We're having a good time coming together for camp.
That's right. Yep.
2nd Ezra 5 and 9, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency, which is unable to control one's sexual desire.
Yeah.
This is why you see all these preschool teachers popping the students.
Yeah.
All y'all talk shit about Great Millstone, and you got these teachers out here popping students, man. Even retard ones. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You got teachers popping men that ain't all the way there upstairs. So they're complete freaks, man.
Yeah. Well, right here, we read it earlier. It said this place is called Spiritually Sodom.
Yep.
This place is freaked out, bro.
Yep.
Everybody here is, they're overstimulated and is over-sexualized.
Yep.
And
it says, incontinency be multiplied upon earth. Yeah, that was the point right there, because you said getting wicked.
But exactly, it said multiplied upon earth.
Right.
So in these last days, it's gonna get more worse before it gets better.
Yep.
But that's anything though. Like imagine you playing a fucking video game. Before you beat the game, it's gonna get more harder before you win.
Right.
So how much more when it comes to privacy and us, going through the necessary testing, that's gonna be brought upon us in these last days.
It, like a movie says, it builds up the climax.
Yeah.
And then that's that main scene.
Yep.
So everything is like turning up because we're at the main point of the movie.
Right.
If we have to, we could turn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's right now?
Well, is it bad?
No, that's not.
How you doing, bro? You good?
Yeah.
It's
Getting there.
It's getting there. I don't run this out. The Lord holds back the wind or
the alley right
the rain.
Yeah, that's
But there's not a roof or whatever.
I'm gonna keep going. Yep. Revelation 11, verse 8, and it says, and their dead bodies, talking about Jake, shall lie in the street of a great city, which spiritually is called. Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Spiritually. So in the spirit, that's why we mentioned about the church we went by. Because that's Sodom, man.
Yep.
And it says in Jeremiah that Babylon will be overthrown as Sodom.
Right.
And then it says as Egypt, because we were what? In captivity in Egypt. But this is why Babylon's been raised up to such a high level, because that's what the Lord did with Pharaoh.
Right.
He raised up Pharaoh to a degree to where even other nations were looking like ain't no stopping them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when the destruction took place, Rahab was in the right spirit.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, all our men's hearts are melted.
Right.
So when the judgment comes down upon Babylon, what you think these other nations, what you think what spirit they're gonna be in?
Right.
The earth is gonna get rocked
Yeah.
to and fro. So even men of in the military of surviving countries that haven't been nuked, as they would say, to hell and back, because prophecy says only Babylon and Ashdod, right?
Yeah.
Land.
Mhm.
So what's gonna happen to the other nations that are alive and still in their country when Yahushua and the elect come down?
Right.
They're not gonna be able to get too busy with us, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna be afraid, frightened, and then we still gotta take the elite out the bunkers. We gotta find the elite.
Right. Right. Back in Revelation 11 and in verse 8, and it says, what spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Yep.
Right, because we're in Egypt all over again.
Yep.
And the word Egypt means what? The house of bondage.
Yep.
Right? Didn't the Lord say that if we don't take heed to what he commanded us, he'll bring us over in Egypt again with ships?
Yep.
But the Lord set up that way. You see?
Yeah, so ultimately everything that's happening is because we went off.
Yeah.
But it was set up that way. So this is why now it's like, as much as you get mad and point the finger at Esau, as much as more we need prophecy to be fulfilled upon us, so this doesn't happen again.
Right.
Which it never will, because we're in the grace period before the fulfillment of the new covenant is installed within us.
Right.
You know, walking Bibles.
Right. And it reads, it says, excuse me, verse 8, it says, where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, completely crossed out. So when you look right here, the first reaction people say is, why do you have horns on Jesus?
Yeah.
So their mental perception of who they deem as the Savior, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, even though the letter J was created in 1524. So what were they calling him before that?
Right.
Iesuas. But these were translations, or is it transliterations? So the name of Yahushua was given back to us in the last captivity.
Yep.
This is why it says we will be speaking the language of Canaan.
That's right.
Which is the Phoenician tongue. All right.
Yep. Yep, that's right. And if you go to Google Images, the Phoenician tongue is literally the Lashon Kodash.
And when our enemy presents themselves as a higher power, white supremacy, Edomite supremacy, iconoclasm, when you prop yourself up, was that Thessalonians?
Yeah.
Anything, when he puts himself like this, that makes you so-called black and brown Israelite men inferior.
Yep.
In the eyes of our women and the world to Edom.
Yeah, seriously.
Esau is a spiritual steroid, man.
Seriously, bro.
All that nigga's done is modeled himself in a manner of like an athlete would do to get the advantage.
Yeah.
That's all he's done, is he's been set up to prop himself up as superior throughout history.
Yeah. That's why it says, shameful spewing shall be in thy glory.
Yep.
Like everything you did, you had to, cheat, lie, and steal.
Yep.
You didn't get it honestly,
Well, even this land.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I can get a different translation for Habakkuk, because even when you look at this land, how it was established, you got something?
Yeah.
You got one, brother? What you got?
This is Isaiah 19 and 18.
Read it loud.
In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt.
Oh,
and that's talking about here.
Exactly. Because look, it said a spiritual Egypt. So that's how you correlate the two. Keep going, brother.
In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction.
So this is the city of destruction, and that's what? Also Egypt. And in this same landmass is where the Lord said through prophecy that we would ultimately, through Baruch, using that precept, we would think upon his name.
Yep.
See? So the fact of us speaking the language of Canaan also fulfilled Baruch 2, where we would think of, can you get Baruch 2 and I think 29?
Exactly.
Got it, bro.
Because the name of the Lord is in that language.
Yep.
The Lashon Kodash. right? The Phoenician tongue,
Yeah.
right? The language of Canaan.
See?
So it makes sense. That's why it says the prologue of Sirach, there's no other name translated in Hebrew that have not the same force in them. So you call upon the God, Jesus Christ and Yahweh and so on and so forth, that's the wrong name.
Yep.
So it makes sense why the name, why our God, Yahweh Shema Shai, is so adamant on calling upon his name.
Yep.
It makes sense.
Yep.
Makes sense.
You got it, bro? Read that loud.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 29. If you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number
Wow.
among the nations while we're scattered in.
So we're always being told we're gonna be as a small nation amongst the nations.
Yep.
It's always being told that the true children of Israel would be amongst you people, man.
Yeah.
And then what grinds my gears is the fact that everything we've been through as a nation of people, now being of a no people, these people that are living off the hog, as they would say, look at you when you say salvation's for me, no, salvation's for all of us.
Right.
But it's like you got everything you want. He has more than heart could wish.
Yep.
And the same people that you look at that look like they need salvation, you fucking come up in your $100 suit like, no, we all get salvation.
Yeah.
That's foul, bro.
Yeah.
That's evil. It says they further the affliction.
Yep.
Christians further our affliction. You know, you look at our people, the demographic, the situations we're in, which you see it pertaining to the curses, and you mean to tell me when we cry out that we need a savior, you want to fucking step in and tell us that everybody needs a savior? Bitch, we the one drowning, and you over here talking about we all need a lifeguard. You say Black Lives Matter, all lives matter.
Yep. Blue lives matter.
Damn, y'all evil.
Transformer lives matter.
Y'all are some evil fucking people.
But it says that. Who shall be molded?
Yep.
Who's gonna pull you to the side and ask how you do?
Yep.
You know?
But the brothers will.
Exactly.
Right? And we say, hey, how you doing, bro? You good?
Right.
You all right? Yeah, I'm cool, man.
Yeah.
You know? Keep going in Baruch, Baba Kasha.
Baruch 2, what's that, 30?
Yeah, just read it down.
Verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people.
So this is why the Holy Spirit has us constantly checking, being self-willed, being rebellious, you know? And then this is why we're also going back to heads. You're not going to be amongst brothers and out here just tripping and you need to be guided.
Yeah.
Because we're sheep, but they're shepherds. So y'all women lost sheep too. And we got to guide you back in line, just like the Lord had to guide us in line. You got to, you got the sheepdog, because Jake is as sheep. They get easily distracted, easily led away.
Simple.
Just simple.
Simple. Keep it simple.
Yep.
Inside his children.
Running and laughing, wanting to play. We ain't playing right now. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, bro.
You know he's playing.
Yeah. He said, we losing recipes. Right? Keep going, Baba Kasha.
For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captives, they shall remember us.
Read that again. It's captivity.
Salakia.
Yep.
For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captives,
captivity.
They shall remember, captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Yep.
See? One more time.
Yep, in the land of captivities.
For I knew that they would not hear me.
What verse you at?
Verse 30.
Okay.
For I knew that they would not hear me, but because it is a stiff-necked people.
Yep.
But in the land of their captivities.
Captivities.
Yep.
So that means Jake is in multiple prisons.
Right.
This is a prison. Rochester's, remember it said prison houses?
Prison houses.
You know? So when you look, hey, Jake's locked up somewhere right now with a Eve with a stretched forth neck just barking up and down on him. That's wicked. Those are curses, man. You got to understand there's curses that cover us as a nation.
Yeah.
This is why Yahweh Shai is so important. Keep going, brother.
Salaki.
Yeah.
But I was watching this video and they had this they had a whole bunch of Jakes in Mississippi, I believe, that they never knew that slavery was over.
Oh, I heard of that. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just watching that a couple days ago.
Rain stop?
Yeah,
I think
a little bit. Stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
We good now.
They didn't know this. They didn't know that slavery was over.
Was it a picture or was it a video of an older Eve like picking like peas?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Yes.
They didn't know the slavery was over. Well, so-called.
Well, guess what? Keep reading, because it says, "Behold, you are yet this day in captivity."
go.
Where's that Baruch 4?
I believe,
Yeah, keep reading.
Yeah, let me see. I got you.
Keep reading, brother.
Keep reading, Prataba.
This is Baruch 2:30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
So we remembered ourselves. This is why we're reading Revelations 11. This is very important, okay? It doesn't matter if someone wants to say Kemet. Oh, because another thing I was thinking upon, bro, it's a spell for Jake to think they're African, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a spell, bro. That's a high-level heathenistic spell.
Yeah.
Because yes, you have Jakes in Nigeria, the Igbo, you have our people over there, but that landmass is not the entirety of you as a nation.
Exactly.
Right.
Because even when you go over there, they'll divide it up. Like Nigerians won't deal with South Africa. They'll be like, that ain't my people.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's just like here. Jake has took ownership of Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've taken lands that they've been subjugated to, but that still doesn't determine who they are as a people.
Yeah.
Different nations.
Even back when we were Hellenized during the Greek Empire,
Wanted to be Greek.
over generations, Jake thought they were Greeks.
They said they liken
The-
the Grecians best.
See,
You know?
but that doesn't make them an actual Greek or Edomite.
No.
They just grew up, got Hellenized and under those customs.
And
It's like today.
You know what it'd be too? It'd be the women.
Yeah.
Jake get a Moabite woman.
Yep.
Bro, he get a Moabite woman. He's speaking Mandarin.
Yep.
He's got chopsticks. She's bending down and clipping his nails. He's completely Moabite.
I seen it.
Yeah.
My pops.
Yep.
I seen it.
See? Keep
But
going. Yeah.
but him having children with her, they look, children look like they're Moab,
Yep.
but just a little darker. But they're not heathens. They're Jakes.
And they'll respect that side of that culture.
Exactly.
Not knowing it's like, but you don't got a culture.
Right.
You don't have a God.
Right.
You don't have a country.
Yep.
But now you got children with her.
See?
Put that fucking Hindu incense out.
That's what happened to my uncle.
See?
They married a Thai woman.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 Thai sons. They looked Thai. He spoke the language.
Yep.
And he worshiped their God.
See? Timothy's father.
Greek.
Real quick.
Go.
2 Maccabees 4:15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers.
Yep, our fathers.
Like it says in Deuteronomy,
Yep.
ask the elders and they shall teach thee.
Yep.
You know?
The ancient past.
Yep.
But
But liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
so Jake, they prefer customs of the heathen compared to customs of yours. You see? So us being Hellenized and us being scattered and just, mix and mingle, that's how Jake can turn to a Gentile.
That's how Jake did turn into a Gentile.
That's how Jake did turn to a Gentile. And just like today,
It's literally right now. That's why going back, like what they call the Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar.
You get the cut.
Yeah.
Going back, they would shave their heads for certain gods, shave their beards for certain gods. This is what's all happening. This is why it's so important that praise them that stood so stiffly.
Right.
So we're not only standing stiff that we're Israelites, we're also standing stiff through the Holy Spirit on the 100% truth with the doctrine, and that's covered by the name of the Lord.
That's right.
So let's keep going. What are we reading?
2:31.
Yep, keep going, brother.
Verse 31. And shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear.
So right there, we've been given a mind to think and ears to hear, because Isaiah 6, it says that make their eyes heavy and their ears fat.
Yeah.
So a lot of our people, their ears being fat is just walking by, just living normal.
Ease up.
And then working and then just going back to your regular life.
Yeah.
Not knowing that you're in the last heathenistic empire that has been prophesied to rule over the true rulers on earth, being us as Israelites, and our power, our God, Yahweh Bashem Shai, is about to get rid of this shit, man. He's about to get rid of the fucking fugitive slave. Esau has got mad work to do.
Yes.
It says the elder shall serve the younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
This nigga's got a lot of work to do, bro.
For real. His time is up. That nigga been loose for too long.
Too long. We're gonna turn that fucking tie into a sweatband.
Yes.
Straight up.
Yes. Time to get back in
Yep.
slavery, boy.
The Caucasian will develop calluses.
Yes. Yes.
You will read it,
okay.
brother.
Yeah.
Verse 31, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear.
Yep.
And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name.
Boom. Yo, that's Ezekiel 37.
Literally.
The valley of dry bones, thinking upon my name, Revelation. These all intertwine one with another. You know, so to be set up to sell out against this, bro, hey, the Lord don't like you.
Yeah.
For you to be a sellout, Jake, which I'll also add this too, even Judas, he had to betray Yahweh Shai. So they're just necessary evil, really,
right.
when you think about it. You got to have certain Jakes that are set up the way they are to sell out, to distort the doctrine, because someone got to play the part of those precepts. And I don't want it to be us.
Right.
Someone got to play a false prophet.
Yeah.
Someone got to be on the fucking podcast, belly to belly with dark. Remember, it says, don't sit at the table. What does communion does light have with darkness? But someone had to do that.
Yeah.
Right, Tazariak?
Sure.
Okay, now back to Revelations.
Yep. Back in Revelation 11 and verse 8. I'm sorry, verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues.
They of the people. Psalms 83. The Moabites. Lord willing, I could do a lesson on it. I don't want to write to Zah. But basically, I saw this video, because you got to fact check everything, man. And I saw this video where it stated that pretty much the U.S. government allowed the influx of Chinese immigration to America through the aspect of running a business or business loans. And then you had to have a 10 plus employment for your business. This is what created the Chinese restaurants in the hood.
Oh, shit.
Yes, bro.
Crafty council.
Crafty council. Wow. Yeah, bro.
It makes sense. It's called the crafty council.
Exactly.
So in council, what's going on? You talk,
exactly.
Right? You come up with a game plan.
Yep.
You know, that's
crafty.
Wow.
So that's why you have the same heathens in their stores right in the so-called ghettos and hoods.
Wow.
You know?
And it's the same fucking layout.
And they know it too.
Damn.
The heathen, what's that? Jeremiah, the heathen shall know we went to captivity.
Yes. Yep. Double check for
so when the I got it right here too in my notes. So with the heathen, Ezekiel 39 and 23, I am very displeased with the heathen that are at ease. So you people came over here, you got drunk with the wine through the finance and debt system, was able to establish a defiled bread tent, all right, and then be used to feed Jake plastic rice and fucking rats.
Yeah.
That was all by design to keep us in this position of poverty. That's why the Lord said they furthered the affliction.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Did you see that video they found over like 2,000 squirrels or some shit? See? Chinese
fucking
squirrels, bro. Ezekiel 39 and 23, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Yeah.
So they've helped forward the affliction through an agenda.
Yeah.
Bro, the fast food restaurants, those chains, are one of the number one reasons Jake has diabetes today.
Yeah.
And what's he give you? Papa, this nigga gave you fried chicken and liquor. Remember the Don Julio thing?
Yeah, bro.
And when Jake is so simple, they're on a path of destruction.
Literally.
Your enemy loves how simple you are, because he can easily lead you into to be slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he does.
Yep.
He does it through Planned Parenthood, through the FDA. He does it through your food, your school, okay?
Social media.
Fucking social media, Hollywood. Everything's weaponized, man.
Everything, bro.
And if you got a spirit to look at us like we're tripping, fuck you, man.
Let's not forget about the fucking music.
Thank you.
The music back then is way better than today.
The demonic music.
The frequencies are fucking evil.
Yep.
Nothing but 808s and low vibrations.
Yep.
That's all, bro.
There's
no more soul.
Drill. He said, F nigga is something I don't like. A snitch, nigga, is something I don't like.
Yes.
And then all of you so-called black and brown people put your arms and bodies and weed smoke together and fucking sweat in a room until someone starts shooting.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's the same fucking scenario, bro. I got a quick one.
Yep.
This is the book of Joel 3 and verse.
Because we despise black culture.
Yeah.
Because black culture, okay, if you pull the label off, it actually says created or it says Edom was here.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you look at black culture, you gotta pull this fucking the black fist sticker off the fucking bottle,
Yeah.
and you'll see an Edomite smiling. Gotcha.
Yep.
Fucking gotcha again, a cunning hunter.
Pull his fucking mask off.
Yeah.
You know? Real quick. This is the book of Joel. Joel 3 and verse 7. It says, behold, I'm sorry, verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have he sold unto the Grecians.
Oh, like it says, Judah and Israel were oppressed together.
Yeah.
You know? So we went from we went to Ham, Ishmael, and then Edom.
Yeah.
You know?
And it reads, it says, that ye might remove them far from their border.
So, Vocab, why don't you do a fucking lesson on how the first slave ship was named Jesus?
Right.
Bitch. All your fucking talk. How can heathens have any kind of talking point to the known history of our atrocities? Here it is, like we say, we're of a no people.
Yep.
But what these people do know is they went into slavery. So how can the offspring and ancestors of those that had us in slavery sit here with the same book that chopped our brains down and now stand in the midst of so-called black people and point the finger at us for finally being awoken about the truth of the book he's been using to enslave us?
Exactly. Seriously.
I don't give a fuck about Christianity.
Hell.
It's a code, bro.
Yeah.
Shit, even women at the end of the day will stick up for another woman, right? They'll be like, not that. Watch it. That's a woman.
Yep.
But you don't have that so-called black code. That's why he uses Jake to get on y'all. These niggas turn y'all into Buffalo Soldiers, man.
Yeah.
He literally turns you against us, and he's just sitting back.
The man.
The fucking man. I was just watching Undercover Brother the other night. So we on to you, she-devil. But she got converted. You know?
Yep.
They all getting converted. That don't mean that that's salvation for them, though.
Exactly. Back in Joel 3, verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them.
Bro, that movie, Undercover Brother, is actually edifying. Because the Colonel Sanders or whatever, that was like Obama, if you will. And then the nigga was giving you chicken, which then you should have turned on They Clone Tyrone.
Yeah, yep.
You know?
Yep. My
That
bad.
movie had a lot of subliminal messages in it.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were making fun of Jake being woke. You know, like they had all types of little messages in there that one or the other, this is how Jake is, or this is how the Eve is. You know? Esau knows who you are.
Yep.
He knows what to give you. He's created a personality. Okay?
Back in Joel 3, verse 8. Like you said earlier, Esau made so-called black culture.
Yeah, Esau made niggas, bro.
Yeah.
Esau made Cardi B.
Yeah.
That fucking loose lip stripper bitch. She was just a lost soul getting niggas drunk and stealing from them.
Exactly.
TD Snakes was just a fucking chitlin eating nigga in somewhere in MISSISSPPI.
Yeah.
Set up.
Exactly.
Esau grooms
Yes.
niggas like that.
Yes.
And puts him, and then the niggas like that enter into the boule.
Colonel Sanders, the nigga from Undercover Brother.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
malt liquor.
He has like a sixth sense of how to turn Jake into something he can manipulate other Jakes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why they
understand?
call it an influencer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And don't the word influence mean like
It's a-
flowy?
It's a chemical reaction in like chemistry.
Okay.
Like if you have that, it causes a chain reaction.
Right. Oh, great. Exactly.
You need that influence in this chemical, you know, to get that reaction. Like Edwards Bernays used his secretary to walk down the street during a famous Easter parade holding a cigarette to get women to fucking start smoking, and they coined it in the newspaper or media as torches of freedom. So you want to know why you grew up and mom was doing this with her tongue cleaning fucking meat from her gums?
Damn.
Edward Bernays.
Damn, bro.
My mom smoked Newports.
Yep. And that freedom really is wickedness.
Exactly.
When it comes to Babylon, But back in Joel 3 and verse 7, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them.
Which we're being raised up now. Brother, can you go to Ezekiel 39 and read verse 23 down to 29, Baba Kushah? Which Baba Kushah is pleased in Hebrew. But the point I want is you said raised.
Yeah.
But then in Revelation 11, remember they raised out of their graves.
Yeah. Yep.
So can you finish Rev 11 real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we can finish that, but then go back to what were you just reading?
Baruch 3.
Okay. Yep.
I'm sorry, Joel 3.
Ezekiel 29 and
23. Just hold that, and we want to finish this and then go back to Baruch. Watch it all tie in.
All right. This is Revelation 11. Oh, man. I'm sorry. My bad. Revelation 11 and verse 8 or verse 9.
Yep.
And it says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues,
Heathen,
and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and in half.
which is 350 years, because when you do the math of 1619 to 1969,
Yep.
was the fulfillment found in Malachi of Elijah being sent back to us by a man we believe through faith named Abba Bivens. And another thing, do you know segregation was from 1964 to 1969?
Wow.
And segregation didn't end until 1969, man.
That's amazing. Wow. That's all, bro. That's all the Lord, bro.
And then that's my point, though.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Here it is, he segregated you.
Wow.
Now you've woken up to who you are, and now you want to be separate, and now you're a separatist.
Right.
But first, you don't want us fucking around. Don't drink from your bitch ass water. Don't sit in we only can get nigga pies. You know what I mean? Until you're niggerized.
Yep.
And then when you actually separate yourself, like matter of fact, fuck you, as Jake would say, so-called pro-black.
Yeah.
Now it's everybody, come on, man. Come on. Come Jamal, come back. Come back. Fucking devils, man.
Mm-mm.
Complete demons and devils.
Yeah.
They had segregation till 1969, man.
But now we're all equal out of nowhere.
And equality was a weapon. Bitch, we're superior.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6 says we're above all people. So we ain't fucking equal. Eve, relax and not just your hair.
For real.
Keep going.
Back in Revelation 11 and 9, and it says, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Yeah, they're not here to heal us. They're not here to comfort us, give us rest. You know, they're set up to afflict.
Yeah.
They're set up to further. You know?
Yeah. As long as niggas are gesturing and smiling, they're okay with that.
Yep.
But as soon as we stand up for righteousness, proclaim who we are, proclaim who our God is, now it's an issue.
Oh,
why is it an issue?
Focusing on yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I was thinking about it. They're so devilish that now, after all these years of their racism and discrimination, the minute Jake showcases a form of that, it's like, no, we all stopped.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like he's been punching you for all these years, and the minute you just show that you can defend yourself, you're violent.
Yep. Hypocrites, bro. Man. And it says, verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
See, so they was chilling. Yeah. They was having a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
And make merry.
And mind you, Esau was colonizing the fucking samurais. Yep. You know, he was running through other nations. He's taking away gold. He's giving you Federal Reserve notes. You know, he's giving military occupation. He's fucking bombing them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, bro. In the name of democracy.
Yep.
And it says, and shall send gifts one to another.
Import, export. The whole import, exporting. You know? Made in this. Sold to that. New jobs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, bro. Because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Yeah, the southern and northern.
Right.
Keep going.
That's right. And verse 11, and after 3 days and a half.
350 years.
Right.
Hog maw. Pig feet. Remember that nigga? He said, I like chitlins.
Yeah.
But Jake's curses is now turned into a comedic culture.
Yeah.
Right. That's not funny.
Yeah, bro.
That's not funny. Laughing because this Jake woman is cheating on him, using his kids against him. You know, people are actually laughing at our pain. They've turned our curses into a culture, into a comedy.
Yeah.
You know,
That's normal. In this world. That's fucked up.
make it enough.
It's crazy.
What she say? You ain't shit. You ain't ever gonna be shit. You know, she created fucking Doughboy.
Yeah.
In the movie Boys in the Hood.
Yep.
Because I remember we were talking like a year or two ago, and it kind of like clicked. It's like, bro, all this new gangster, that's new. Jake wasn't like that till the 90s that they showcased.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, New Jack. Before all that, it was mob shit. Goodfellas, Casino, Godfather. When you actually look.
Yeah.
And then in the 90s, the Hollywood transitioned over to what? American Me.
Oh yeah, with the North. Even before '92, let's not forget about the crack epidemic.
Yep.
You know, that was a huge blow to Jake. Both all the tribes. You know,
That's a pestilence.
yes,
Right?
Yeah, that's chemical warfare.
Thank you.
That was war targeted on us. Come on, bro.
Cause it's like every couple years he's got to beat us back down.
Yeah.
Like the Willie Lynch letter. So now we're in a time where whatever he's gonna do again to help Gentile us, it won't work now.
Right. That's right.
Because you can't deceive the elect.
That's right.
Keep going.
Back in Revelation 11:11, and it says the spirit of life from the Most High.
That's the point. How a carnal man gonna stop the spirit?
Can't.
It says he has chains that he can't pass. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Bounds he can't pass.
Thank you. He has bounds he can't pass. Nigga, you can't stop having the mark of Cain.
Right. Come on,
He
man.
was born with it.
That's right.
And then the Lord's so cold, he's got our people even mixed with the other nations. So hypothetically, let's say he did away with all black and brown melanated people. Jake's still here. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then Esau knows that what they call melanin is viable to his existence. Even white women are like, I need to have babies with melanin to continue my legacy.
Yeah.
So we're valuable.
Mm-hmm.
The Israelite man is the most valuable commodity on planet Earth. So don't touch me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a spirit.
You know, I thought you were saying Shalom.
That's a spirit. So don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Get your hands off us.
Back in Revelation 11 and verse 11, the spirit of life,
yes,
from the Most High,
pure minds activated.
Right.
Woke up. I remember when I first learned the truth, I was pissed off. I was at the ISBK camp like this because it was the only camp in Syracuse.
Yeah.
And this is the coldest shit ever. So I only went to one camp, one class, one mic, one faith, one West nigga. So
niggas crazy.
I was at their camp and I'm listening to this shit. You know, I'm listening. Yeah. This Edomite, which now looking back, he looked just like Amalek, right?
Oh, wow.
He comes up to me, like act like you're me like this.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me and goes like this to give me a dap.
Yeah.
And I just was like, and kept listening. But this is the coldest shit ever. The same Edomite that came up to give me a dap. Don't you know that nigga rode on the same art bus with me every day my whole life in high school and never said a fucking word to me?
Wow.
But the minute he sees us, like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
We on ours. Now it's, hey, buddy, come on. You want to see? See?
Yeah.
That's why he says even though we go crouching.
Yeah.
He don't know. I've seen his ass my whole life on the Centro. Or what they call the bus, the RTS.
Transit, yeah.
I would sit in the back because we were told to sit in the back.
Yeah.
I would be in the back. He'd be in the front, proud at so-called business downtown. Then years later, after all the fucking curses and hell we've gone through, you wake up and I'm standing at camp and he wants to come up and try to befriend me. Because it says great fear fell upon him.
That's right.
So don't you people out there try to fucking effeminize our spiritual masculinity.
Yeah, man.
We finally fucking got it back.
That's right.
They can't castrate us no more. So Eve, let us fucking breathe, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You better let your Israelite man be, man.
For real.
All right? Sit your ass down too.
You gotta run the show.
No, we run it, man. That's how the Lord set it up. We've been under an onslaught our whole fucking life. They don't get it either. Eve don't understand how heathens treat us at the same workplace. Them niggas smile at you because they want to fuck you.
Yep.
Okay? Okay, Eve? But when we come in, it's always a pissing contest.
They size us
It's
up.
always bravado.
Yep.
Always ready to scrap. You don't realize what the so-called black and brown Israelite man deals with on a day-to-day basis in the same fucking society that your ass is working in.
Exactly.
You need to understand something, man.
Exactly.
Keep going.
Come on, man. Rev 11 and verse 11, and it says
that proves we're at war.
Yep.
He targets the king, captures the queen, and's gotten our land. That's war.
Yep.
So that proves we're the target. If Eve was the target, he wouldn't target us.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. And it says, and they says the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
Right.
And the reason that this was even be possible,
right,
is because of Yahweh Shai had to die for us and go in the spiritual realm and loose those seals. Pursuant to Revelation, the 5th chapter.
Which proves that anything pertaining to the Bible pre-1969 is false. Because the seals were loose for us, starting with our elders, and apostles, and that's where it came through, which was found in Harlem.
Yep, that's right.
All right, not fucking Calvinism.
That's right. Right.
Not Mormonism.
Right.
Not Joseph fucking Smith.
Right. Not Islam.
Thank you.
On that bullshit. And it says, and they stood upon their feet.
Are we not standing, brothers?
Yes.
Are we standing now? So we're in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Hashem Rakakwadash. We're alive.
That's right.
And they can't, it's the spirit. I always say that because people look at you. I'm like, what? I'm alive.
For real?
I'm alive now. Okay, I'm not fucking sleeping in a Cheetos bag looking for a 16 to make it.
Exactly.
Right? He wants to revert you to some skinny fucking jeans,
Yeah,
multicolored nails, weird hair, little chest full of fucking tats.
Yeah. And then when you are alive, they want you to be like, hey, shh.
Yep.
Shh. Nah, man.
They want to castrate you again.
Yeah.
It's like they want to take your spiritual cojones.
Yeah, man.
Nah, bro, no more. No more. Tell Xerxes we are free men here.
Right. That's right, bro.
Keep going.
And it says
we won't bend the knee.
Uh-huh.
And it says the Lord has reserved 7,000 men that shall not bow a knee to the image of Baal. Okay?
And it reads, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
The crafty counsel.
That's right.
All right, fucking the man with temporal eyes and a suit and tie.
Yep.
All right. They now, because when you look at Esau and everything he's done, it's all that shit's played out now.
Oh yeah, bro.
You know, like I don't believe you now. It's like anybody could be a cop, anybody could be a doctor, anybody could be a president, anybody could be a politician, but you. And if you are shaved and bald and shaved,
exactly.
You know,
I forgot that term, but it's that term when Jake shaves, they get those bumps,
razor bumps.
But it's the actual like an actual
condition.
Yeah, it's an actual term.
I believe it. Well, Domino's basically went through they had a corporate change. I don't know if they got sued, but basically it was illegal for them to force Jake to shave because they were the only demographic of people that suffer from razor burn and razor bumps by being forced to shave to work in your fucking yeast-filled kitchen.
Yeah, bro.
They're fucking Play-Doh pizza rolls.
Exactly. Now shit's processed anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, because you mentioned about Esau, he just threw.
Did you finish 8? Did you finish the Great Fear?
Baruch 3?
No, the Great Fear.
Oh, yeah, Revelation. Yeah.
You finished it? Okay. Okay, and you got some?
What you got? Pseudo-folliculitis?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's another pestilence.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So he's putting pestilences on you, man.
Let me see.
What's it called? Let's tell it to the chat.
Yeah, yep. Water, bro.
Pseudo-folliculitis.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That shit sound like a pestilence.
Pseudo-folliculitis. Sound like cooties.
Come on, bro. Why you think? Come on, that alone proves that we're chosen.
And we're not supposed to shame.
Come on. Why? If you put a Jake man next to a fucking Elamite and a fucking Edomite or in a Hamite, and they all got beards and they all shave, who's gonna have razor bumps? Jake. Come on, bro.
That was the thing with Jake in the military. They had to apply for a waiver because
yes.
Jakes get folliculitis, pseudo-folliculitis from shaving.
I watched that video about it.
You
know? Real quick.
Precept.
Yep. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So now with the mirth being gone, now the world waking up from the buzz and drunkenness of his wine, hey, this nation ain't looking like it used to. You know, you can't just fucking throw Tom Hanks out there anymore and he tussles some kid's head.
Right.
Because now you know he probably did something to him.
Right.
Now they're coming out and saying Paul Walker, he was 33, but his girlfriend was 23 when he died, which then made her like 16. So like they're being outed.
Yep.
Right.
They're being outed for their crimes, for their wickedness, for their rituals.
Yep.
People aren't looking at Esau anymore as God's chosen.
Exactly.
You got even comedians saying, if we're God's chosen, then why does the beautiful blessed son kill us? So people are starting to wake up from the gross darkness, which makes so much sense.
Yes.
When you look at them.
That's right. Yeah. It says that knowledge shall increase.
Thank you.
Starting off with the men of the Lord, but ultimately, throughout creation, people are starting to get hip to Esau's deception.
And that's why AI is being used as a pivotal tool of mass misinformation.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I had to remind myself the other day to question if this video I'm watching is AI.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, bro.
Constant state of confusion.
It's a constant, these people are in a constant state of confusion. It's so real now that when he'll show like some incident that happened in Vermont, I'm like, I don't even know if this story's real.
Right.
I don't know if this FedEx driver really kidnapped this girl.
Right. No, seriously though.
You don't know if it's real. Because I'm like, what if he gives you certain things that has the nation emotionally attached to as a psyop to see if they just question this video because they're emotionally attached, instead of saying, is this AI?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
You
like
don't.
That one,
No, you got it, bro.
Like that one video we had saw with the old girl. She was on top of the not on top, but on the Navy ship.
Thank you.
And she was crying, saying that she about to go out, go to war
with her sexy artificial ass.
Right. They show the fucking tear, but the whole uniform was off. The way she was speaking with the audio was off.
Yep.
You know, that's one thing too. You can tell it's AI if the audio sounds like it's muffled. It's like how if you get water inside a cell phone and fuck with the speaker, it sound like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So now what happens when he gives you videos pertaining to something drastic, but it's in low resolution?
Right.
They got a viral video of low resolution of Kevin Durant doing weird things on the court, and it looked believable because it was in a low resolution. And didn't we say that?
Yep. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
You got it.
That's on the spirit though.
Yep.
Back in Isaiah 47 and verse 1, it says, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne or daughter of the Chaldeans.
Yeah, that's why it says, is there no more wisdom in Teman?
Right.
Because like when you go watch the movie on Netflix called House of Dynamite, it's a movie depicting.
I gotta finish that.
It's a movie depicting how America would operate with 18 minutes or less of an ICBM missile heading towards them. And it was a fire-ass depiction of how the military, the Situation Room, the president, how everybody would react, how world leaders would react. So if a ICBM is shot off in the direction of Babylon, and then Babylon can't have a conversation with someone from like Russia or China, that then causes a retaliation on one of these nations because they don't know if they shot it or not. So confusion brings destruction, man. You gotta stand here, brother.
Oh man.
So that water don't, you know?
Man. Back in Isaiah 47 and 1, and it says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
This ain't called tender and delicate, man.
Heavens no.
Okay? Even Ishmael said one time, he said, I don't come here to marry American women.
I see that, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So even they know not to fucking fall for this trap here.
Yep.
Thinking, fuck out of here, man.
Why is the epitome of happiness you gotta be married and tied down to one female?
Legally.
You gotta bow down to her.
And then they call it a ball and chain.
That's crazy.
And then the craziest part is, to establish that arrangement, they call it an engagement when an engagement is an act of war or battle. So anytime someone says they're engaged, I would say, who's winning?
Man.
Because it ain't you, nigga.
Man, bro. It's crazy.
So
man.
we laugh at you American men.
Yeah.
All right?
I was at work speaking to this Jake from what's that land? Ghana in Africa. And he said out there, it's normal to have more than one, wife.
Thank you.
2, 3 wives.
Thank you.
You know?
And now
he's chilling. He's not stressed out, Slakia.
And when you look at it now, even here, bro, you have a kid with a woman. We need another woman in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So get the fuck out your feelings, man. We need someone got to clean. Cause I'm at work. I work. You know, I work.
I work.
Someone got to work. We're all in captivity here. It says a foolish woman will tear down her house. You're not thinking, baby. Let's keep going.
Yep. Isaiah 47:2. I'm sorry, I gotta say one more thing. Slakia.
Yeah, me too.
My bad.
Real quick. I see why Elder Pastor say, but Jacob's trouble gonna fix her ass.
Exactly.
So we don't care.
Exactly. Bro, just watch them. If y'all haven't seen it, watch the first season of the show. It's called Black Summer. And then in that show, it shows you how in the time of calamity, the female is gonna cleave naturally, because that's she's programmed to do, cleave to the man. That's how it's gonna be. So the females that are stubborn and out of order, watch distress, calamity, and anguish is gonna force you to cleave unto the man of the Lord. You see? But back in Isaiah 47:2, take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the lay.
Yeah, Esau, everything's being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
The food, the college system, the judicial system, the financial system, the fractional banking, the debt, his military, everything across the board. Your local heroes and pioneers, and Father France. You find out he's a freak.
Yeah.
Everybody that Esau has been looked at. Like I watched the movie Primal Fear. It's with Richard Gere and Edward Norton. It came out like the 30s. But basically, Edward Norton was playing a choir boy, and this famous Catholic priest was actually having the kids freak off on each other. He would record it, and then one of them, Edward Norton, he bodied the fucking priest. But no one could believe that this priest would ever do anything like that.
But that's why it says Satan was transformed into an angel of light. This dude, this fucking demon people think he's innocent. He's a vessel unto dishonor.
Yeah.
So of course the devil's gonna fix himself up and say, I'm not the devil. You see?
So people go in front of Esau to be lied to. Yep. That's why it says tell us lies. So Jake, by their wicked nature right now, they're either going to get lied to by wicked leaders of Israel or wicked heathens like Edomites.
Yep.
They love that shit. That's why when Jim Jones gave all y'all ass that Kool-Aid, it was fucking Jake's women with Adidas's on.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of big asses and Adidas's on the floor.
Somewhere in some fucking village.
What's that with CIA psyop too?
Crazy.
Keep going, brother.
It's crazy. All fingers point back to Esau.
Yep.
If not, who is he?
Follow the rich white man.
Yep.
Which Chris Tucker, wicked ass was on the island too, nigga.
Oh yeah.
And you was confounded when the original Kanye West said George Bush hates black people. This nigga said, over recent years, you fucking sellout.
Yep. He said the original Kanye.
Yeah.
Back in Isaiah 47:2, it says, uncover thy locks, make bare the lay, uncover the thigh.
Everybody know about Hollywood now.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, look, group of masked men stormed New Jersey, Chick-fil-A, opening fire and injuring multiple people.
Oh, shit.
We just was on a fucking fast food restaurant,
bro.
Mm-hmm. So now you took your ass in there not to listen and eat.
Damn.
Bro,
it says in the last days, perilous times shall come.
Yep. Bro, someone at Shake Shack got bodied because they were arguing over onion rings.
Oh, bro. Yo,
we're not out here in public fucking arguing with people. And we don't have women around us that want to argue either. Put the fucking hand on the back of your neck. Get in the car.
Yeah. And people, like, they're also juiced up off these chemicals.
Yep.
Processed, foods and these parasites.
These
additives. Yeah, bro. So that right there alone, that's fucking up your mind. You going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't realize you are in the worst case scenario.
Your sugar, your
blood sugar
is spiking.
It spikes.
Your insulin is out of whack.
Blood pressure.
Your hormones are tripping. You got all types of shit going on with you. Like, just relax.
Yes, bro. People are so high strung.
They can't rule their spirit.
Mm-mm.
You got it.
So now when Jacob's trouble comes, or when things actually hit the fan, and people they're gonna have to go through force, withdrawals.
Yep.
Yeah. Woo. But back in Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47 in verse 3, Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Yep.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Now everyone is mad at Babylon for being allied to Amalek.
Yep.
Your government has lied to you, Goyim.
Right.
That's what the woman was saying during the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Your government has failed you, GI. One of the veterans in the Vietnam War, you know what he said? The woman, he heard his name being listed off as deceased according to the America's newspaper. So America was saying soldiers were already dead in Vietnam before they fucking died. So some of them actually had to literally fight, climb, knife in the mouth to survive. Because East America sends your ass over, drops in a fucking parachute. Now you're sitting here shooting at bamboo sticks and niggas defending their land, and you think you're fighting for freedom. That's the fucking image, bro. That's patriot. That's the image of Babylon.
Yes. That's crazy.
They got you, man.
I fought for your freedom.
Yeah.
You're a pawn.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a banker's war.
Yeah. Damn.
Keep going, bro.
You're not making no money. No, you're not getting no kind of benefit off that. Well, you get a fucking house and a car.
And then the reason why suburbs were created was to separate Jakes from Edomites, veterans coming home from war, because it was called the GI Act.
Yeah.
So this is why Kensington, Philadelphia, is the fucking cesspool it is, because when all the soldiers came home from war, Esau and Jake included, they wanted to guarantee these soldiers had somewhere to stay, have a vehicle. So they provided this act of funding for you of a soldier, but they only gave it to Edomites for the majority.
That's right.
See?
Right.
So he's always done something to give him a leg up in society. $5 Indian, GI Act, fucking welfare.
Yeah.
Don't think we forgot about your funky ass in the Appalachian Mountains either.
Yeah.
That's how they started welfare.
Off Esau.
Off Esau.
That's right. But now that's been flipped over to Jake now.
Because he's a face. Because we're cursed with bywords.
Right. It's crazy,
You
man.
got it, bro.
Back in Isaiah 47 and verse 3, it says, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
See, so now people are like coming at you. They got to hit the internet kill switch. Because, all day Esau's getting pelted with facts. They're throwing nothing but facts at his ass, man. He's just walking through getting pelted. Ow, ooh, ugh. Everybody's got something to say, pointing a finger at you.
You can't hide no more.
You can't hide no more.
And it says, I would take vengeance and I would not meet thee as a man.
So now we're seeing the vengeance of the Lord take place upon Babylon through the culmination of the third woe that's coming quickly.
Right.
And then now you're seeing body blows, the finances. Donald J. Trump said there's going to be a great financial reset. Did you see that?
Bro, I didn't see
what?
that.
Let me look this up, because there's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
And why is
Trump said great financial reset?
And why is he saying that? Because we about to enter a new era, a new world order. Well, we are living in the beginning stages, but the final stage is going to be when that MOTB is implemented.
Yep.
To be made mandatory.
Check this out. As of early of 2026, is it 2026?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
President Trump's economic team is pursuing a major financial reconstructing dubbed the Mar-a-Lago Accord or Project Yorktown, designed to prioritize U.S. manufacturing through intentional dollar devaluation, heavy tariffs, and a shift away from foreign-held debt.
Bro, that's the...
The strategy includes devaluing the U.S. dollar. I almost threw this phone.
Devaluing. Come on, bro.
Because now they need what? A digital dollar. This is why nations are all doing a grab for gold. Because at the end of the day, once they go digital, gold will still be like a physical asset of a hedge to keep you trusted in this digital dollar or numbers. He's turned this shit into a casino. You just pull it and hope those numbers benefit you.
And that's all it is. It's literally numbers.
Yep.
It's thin air.
Look, brother. This strategy includes devaluing the U.S. dollar debt. See, reset.
Yeah.
He owes all this money, and he's like, why don't we just start over? I think he got more than heart could wish.
Yeah.
But now he wants to start over, so you don't get nothing that he's got.
Yeah.
He's like when Dave Chappelle played Diddy with the money. Right?
Yeah.
Water. He's like, oil, bitch, you cooking?
Bitch, you cooking?
And it says, this strategy includes devaluing the U.S. dollar, potentially triggering high inflation and reduced foreign investment with risk of escalation into significant economic crisis.
Economic crisis. What happened before the Great Depression? So now with and that what's that? I believe the Great Depression was caused through inflation, right?
It was caused through the Hawley Tariff Act.
Right. Yeah.
And that president at the time increased the price of tariffs upon importing goods, which then caused these nations that are giving imports to heighten the price of their goods so they can make a profit, which then caused a chain reaction to people not buying the product, which then created a recession, which then collapsed the economy through the stock market crashing.
And during
The Smooth Home Act.
The Smooth Hawley Act.
Yep, the water.
Holy Tower.
Boom.
1930.
Boom.
And that's not.
Oh, now I'm sorry, bro.
President.
Now ask what happened to gold pertaining to the dollar in 1930. Ask that question. You got it, bro.
And I was gonna ask too. Didn't was it after the Great Depression? Wasn't the social security card implemented? See, so if he implemented that after the Great Depression, now he gonna implement the MOTB after the Great Reset.
Oh,
or for the Great Reset.
Social Security 2.0.
There you go. Yeah, bro. Damn.
What you got?
I have Rev 3.
What are you saying?
About the MOTB?
Go to James 5.
Oh, perfect.
About the money.
Yep.
We can go into that real quick. You find anything, brother? I think either I can't remember, or just look up when did they stop backing the US dollar with gold? Ask that question.
So it says,
Huh?
Wasn't slaves in Egypt. Wasn't.
Who was slaves?
Who wasn't?
We were slaves.
Who was not slaves?
We're still slaves now in Egypt.
Here.
Only here? What is it then? What is it? Help us!
Help
Give
us!
us the answers! Give us the answer! Fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck up.
Nigga's window don't roll down, but he opened the car and was still proud. You know when Jake opened the door and not rolled the window down, that window actuator is broken.
Can I say something about
slaves?
Oh, Slocky.
You got it. No, make it.
That's one thing. I'm so over that whole. Bro, there's slaves in every empire. In order for a society to function, you need servants. So who was servants under the Egyptians? Us.
Exactly.
We're gonna have a service in our kingdom.
So he came across something, and that's the spirit, because we've been talking about Egypt today.
Right.
That's the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Because why would a random smooth face, shaved, bald head, so-called black man feel compelled to open his window to not even hear us, but to say we're not slaves in Egypt?
That's the spirit. We were talking about that the whole camp.
But that's why I wanted to say, so when Jake comes up with it, give us the fucking answers. Excuse my language, but it's like they always want to tell you what it ain't. Well, tell me what the fuck it is for once.
Exactly.
For once.
Did we open up with Campbell Rev 11 and verse 8?
It's in 1933.
Okay.
Executive order.
All right. So what are you gonna say?
Oh no, because earlier open the Campbell Revelation 11 and 8.
Yep.
They're dead bodies. It's a prime example.
Yep.
Earlier we was talking about how Jake is Gentiles. Prime example.
The body side by side. Okay. You got James?
Yes.
Okay, read that real quick. What you find, brother?
It says, Executive Order 6102, April 5th, 1933, required U.S. citizens to deliver all gold coins, bullion, certificates to the Federal Reserve by May 1st, 1933.
May 1st.
May Day.
I'm sorry, read again.
To prevent hoarding.
To prevent hoarding. So the U.S. government gave you a reserve note to say this is for your gold, and then he took gold from backing this reserve note he gave you.
And it was a penalty and a price shift.
See?
Violation could lead up to $10,000 or 10 years in prison or both, and citizens were paid $20.67 per ounce, but the government later revalued the gold at $35 per ounce under the Gold Reserve Act of 1934 at a 69% increase that allowed the government to gain massive value on its holdings.
Bro, so he had gold, and then he said, I'll give you 20 Federal Reserve notes of this dollar for your gold. And then when he got all the gold, he then said, now gold's 35 more dollars for your gold back.
But wait, there's more. Ending the gold standard, these actions effectively removed the U.S. from its strict gold standard, allowing for an expansion of the money supply to combat deflation.
So he used that to say, We got to print this money to fix the inflation. He's
Yo,
a devil.
That's
devil.
That's trickery at its finest.
Hell yeah.
That's highway robbery.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking extortion,
Yeah.
bro. That's
They might take away the dollar and say, now we got to give you the chip.
Well, that's why he's devaluing it.
exactly.
He's devaluing the dollar to give you digital money,
exactly.
and then you access that digital money through the chip.
Exactly.
That's why John the Revelator said no man could buy or sell. When you look up the actual business definition of commerce, it's literally buy and sell. And now they have e-commerce
Yep.
to electronically buy and sell.
Yep.
And it will be given you through the administration of the market of beast.
Yep. That's right.
That's crazy. Let me read
Right.
this.
This is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men.
Right, the rich.
Yeah.
Okay, the elite. All right, keep going.
The ones we don't see, you know?
Yep.
It says, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yeah, going back. Why I said where there's no wisdom and teaming.
Right.
Like all this going back, that's why I mentioned the movie House of Dynamite. All the thinkers, the longitude is stating that it possibly could hit New York by 1/3. Like all these people that are paid to stargaze,
the think tank.
to the think tank, the situation rooms, the ones with their titles and positions. When the Lord actually brings that heat, that drama, that judgment to this place, them niggas are gonna crack, bro.
Yeah. That's right.
Look, see, he's wilding. Look, he's mad as hell. Jake walked that fast.
He's probably mad at her.
He's mad at her.
She following him.
Yeah. With her little bun behind. Look. Always causing chaos, man.
Got goons on
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Jake, you better, like what she's saying, color purple, beat her. Oh,
See?
yeah. And you know you like it. They like it anyway.
It's
Yeah.
toxic, bro.
It is toxic. Trouble.
Yeah, man. Man.
Don't let no woman distract you from the task at hand.
Yeah.
chaos demon.
Keep going.
Because you gotta remember, at the end of the day, we whatever you allot, the Lord gave you, that's what you gotta do.
Yep.
Back in James 5:1 or 2, your riches are corrupted.
See? The Federal Reserve note.
Mm.
It's not even backed by gold anymore.
Mm-mm.
But you gave the dollar. You should look up how did the U.S. introduce the Federal Reserve note to gold owners, right? I want to ask that.
How did say it again?
Yeah, let me think. Okay. How did the U.S. handle American citizens that were owners of gold, and how did they introduce to them the U.S. dollar or Federal Reserve note, and also give me history and information why it's also called fiat currency? Let's just see.
What you want, Google?
I went back to chat
chat.
little hoe ass. See if she's gonna be good to me today.
I go back and forth between the two.
It says the U.S. You want to read it, brother?
Oh yeah.
1933 is on there.
So it says
33. Mason.
oh my bad.
No,
But right though.
May 1st.
Yeah.
All that shit tied. That's why I said stand now
Yeah.
with your monthly prognosticators. All right, stand now with the ones that tell you on May 1st you can do this.
Right. Because remember, May 1st, didn't the Illuminati, didn't it was created?
Yep.
1776.
May
This
1st.
the same day that Babylon was established, right? The Declaration of Independence,
Yep.
which is found in Daniel 7, that little horn.
Yep.
Come on, bro. Esau's about numbers too,
Yep.
but on the left-hand side.
Yep.
This is ChatGPT says the US didn't just gradually move people away from gold.
Of course not. He can't do that. Like a snake.
Right.
A snake don't gradually just consume you. It slowly wraps around you,
Yeah.
rizzes your ass up, and it chokes your ass out.
Oh, yeah.
Restricts. Thank you. Restrictions.
Yeah.
Restrictions. You're restricted here.
That's what's happening now.
Exactly.
We're being restricted.
So then you know what the heathen said? Well, we're gonna restrict access to your ass in a straight up move.
Right.
Keep going.
And it reads, it made a series of major policy moves that forced the transition from gold-backed money to what we now call fiat currency. Here's the full breakdown so you can see exactly how it happened.
Wow.
It says when Americans owned gold before 1933, people could own gold coins, bullion, and certificates. Paper money, like early dollars, could be redeemed for gold. This system is called the gold standard. So your dollar wasn't just paper, it represented a fixed amount of gold.
Right there. See?
Wow.
Now look.
Wow.
That's why the dollar is a receipt. It's a federal, it's a federal receipt. See? So you used to have this, which was a silver certificate, and then he said, "What's that?" And then gave you this back, a Federal Reserve note.
It literally says that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Silver certificate,
Wow.
Federal Reserve note.
Wow. Wow, bro. Come on, man.
That's why there's 13 branches, 13 leaves, 13 arrows, 13 granite stones, because they equate 13 to Lucifer.
Man. And this is all part of their plan. You know, to over the centuries, over the years, Esau's plan is ultimately to go from gold, dollar to digital, to full-blown implanting you, to have a complete control of the masses.
Over you.
Literally.
Because he controls you now with debt,
Yep.
credit score,
Mhm.
you know. Now it's going to be a carbon footprint, your IP address.
Yep.
He's going to turn you into an IP address.
Literally. Literally, bro. And it reads, it says, number 2, the turning point, gold confiscation.
Turning point, they took Charlie out there. Remember?
Yeah. It says, Executive Order 6102.
6102, that's also the older than the unrighteous decrees.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to make an executive order pertaining to the market of beasts.
Yep. Wow.
And it says to rob the fatherless.
Yep.
And the widows.
Yep.
Which I speak as a man, but a widow today is like a single mother.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Either the father, left or in jail, or he's dead.
And those women are through. Single, independent women are through because by biological, spiritual design, a woman is set up to have a man provide and lead so that she can be at ease.
Right.
So when he separates her, she's now all anxiety, fucking defenses all up, shoulders all big. You're not in your right element, man.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be barefoot and pregnant.
Yeah.
But you barefoot and pregnant and alone.
Exactly. That's why when they, I'll say this for in Babylon, when they reach a certain age and they have no children, it's like they get depressed.
Yeah, they lose it
because you're programmed to want to have children.
Yep.
To tend to the household, to your man,
to your natural purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Now it says, this is issued by Franklin D. Roosevelt. Mm-hmm. It says what it did made it illegal for Americans to own most gold.
It made it illegal for U.S. Americans to own gold.
Bro.
Well, what would Slick Rick do? What would 50 Cent do?
Right. Come on, man.
He tried to steal a 4-finger ring, try to steal my bike. Remember that song? Hated or love it?
Yeah.
Gold teeth. You know? He actually made it illegal, but this is the land of the free.
Come on, man.
It's the land of the free, but there was a point in time where he declared martial law to where you couldn't own gold.
Come on.
What's that tell you, dog?
Come on, bro.
Yo, dog. Keep going.
And gold, that's one thing too. Gold, that's real money. That's real substance. You can't get rid of gold.
You can't. It comes from the heavens.
Well, excuse me. I'm saying as far as like because you can melt it, you can like form it, but like you can burn paper.
You can't get rid of it.
Real
quick, because you said that. Genesis 13:1.
Oh.
And Abram went up out of Egypt, but wait, we not in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Remember he said, "You're not in Egypt, nigga."
Right.
That's what that nigga said.
Bald face.
It said he and his wife and all that he had and Lot with him into the south, and Abram, was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold.
Bro.
Boom.
Come on, man.
That's real riches.
That's real money right there.
All right. Millionaire.
That's real wealth.
Millionaire.
Huh.
Like Benjamin say.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And it says
rich.
Let's see here.
We're rich in faith.
Right.
We're rich with this truth, with this knowledge. Yahushua said, I know thy poverty, but ye are rich. So we're holding James 5 because these people, through the rich men, have now made themselves in league with him, and now they're just completely through. Mm-hmm. It even says money drives away sleep.
Yes.
So people that now are money. You people get a demon on them just by getting commission.
Yo, I've seen
niggas getting commission. His voice changed.
Yeah.
I walked in the store. I said, "Nigga, I know you." Trying to sell me something.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, what's the scripture say? The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yep.
Did you say that just now?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was spirit. Keep going, brother.
It says what it did it says requires citizens to turn in gold to the government.
Hey, ask what happened if? Oh, you already read it. He said $10,000 fine or 10 years in prison if you didn't return gold.
Yeah.
Oh,
They said you would do a dime.
bro.
You would do a dime if you ain't dropped the gold off.
That's
And he says gold is virtually indestructible.
Yep.
see, bro. That's like it.
No, bro, that's why I said it will turn over every rock in the temple.
Right. Yeah.
They're like, we need that gold.
Yeah.
You got it, though. Make your point.
What Esau's doing, that's extortion. But he's doing it, through legality.
Yes.
That's extortion and fucking robbery.
Yes.
Oh, that's what Jake do.
Oh, brother, Nahum 3, robbery.
Oh, yeah.
Nahum 3.
Yep.
And the witchcraft is also the money.
Yes.
Why is there a pyramid? Where did he go? Why is there a pyramid on the dollar then?
Come on, man. On the US dollar.
I was literally looking at it yesterday, like, look at this shit.
Come on.
It's an eagle. I was looking at it like Diddy did when he saw the $1 in his pocket at the basketball game.
Yeah.
I was just standing there in awe. You got it, brother? 3 and 4, what's it say? Verse 4. Yeah. Yep. Where's the robberies part? Oh, 1, verse 1. Name 3 and 1.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city.
Woe to this bloody city. It's talking about Babylon. Babylon the Great. Woe to this bloody city. Yep.
That's where we standing there.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
That's it, brother. May Yahweh Shemel Shai bless that, brother.
Yep.
Keep going.
Woe to the bloody city.
Yep.
It is all full of lies and robbery.
That's right.
The prey departeth not.
Boom. So it said lies and robbery.
It says, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery.
Lies and robbery. He lies you with his monetary system. He robs you with the monetary system. Going back, he gave you 21 punk ass Federal Reserve notes for this priceless piece of precious metal.
Right.
And then once he got it from you, he then said, well, now we're gonna sell it for $35. You got 35 of those dollars? Well, you sure about that?
That's the devil. He said, give me $20 for this precious gold.
Yep.
You know what? Now I'm gonna raise the price $15 more.
But then he gave you the money to buy it in.
Bro.
So what was that money backed by? Prophecy.
Come on, man. Right.
It was backed by prophecy.
Right.
Okay. The Federal Reserve note is Esau's debt system.
Yeah.
It's his thick clay.
Yeah.
So he said, you're gonna be in debt with me too.
Man.
Keep going.
Back in ChatGPT, and it says, like the brother read earlier, it says, pay them $20.76 per ounce and paper money. Right, and paper money, you know? And that paper money, that shit like Monopoly money, man. You know? And it says,
printers, they got a certain design where you can't print money on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You can't replicate the dollar even on just regular paper.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's fiat currency. It's really backed by dominance and military presence.
Mhm.
Hence why he got the Saudi Arabia under Richard Nixon to accept buying oil through the US dollar only. And they solidified it by giving them military presence.
Mhm.
That's why they call it Arab money.
I thought that some countries have the right to print money. They give them the plates, the molds.
Oh, we gotta look into that. The only thing I heard of that was in Rush Hour when they claimed the Federal Reserve gave certain Asian Moab this as a gift. But I don't know about that because there's like it'd be like basically they'd be able to print American money.
Yeah.
But let's see, you never know. You know?
No, shit. Dealing with Esau, bro. That nigga he's a shiesty, bro.
Yep.
And speaking of the money, the oil, I believe a couple of days ago, I gotta look it up again, but I think the price of the barrels of oil just increased again.
See, good.
I think like 150.
No way.
Because wasn't it $100 for a barrel?
114, I thought.
Here, you probably gotta look it up.
Let me see. 150. Let's see.
I see some shit in.
What is the price of oil per barrel in US dollar? Right now, it's it's still saying it's like 96.
Oh, okay.
95, but it's gonna go up.
Right.
It is gonna go up. Hell yeah, it's gonna go up, bro. But see, that's another thing too.
Right.
There's so much information. I guarantee you found something. I bet if we look long enough, we can find that, bro.
Right.
So that's why we gotta keep watching through the lens of prophecy.
Right.
Keep going.
And it keeps going. Screen didn't what?
Okay, you good?
Yeah. And it says, what happened next? the government raised the price of gold to $35 an ounce.
That's a cold nigga, bro.
Now to get a fucking ounce of gold is like, bro, like how?
No, it's like 3,000-4,000.
Bro, see,
to get oh yeah,
bro,
to get gold,
and that's 1 ounce.
You
know how small an ounce of gold is?
Wait, I'm trying to see something. So he bought gold. He gave you like $21 for gold.
Yeah.
Now in 2026, you need 3,000 of those dollars to get that same ounce back.
An ounce of gold, bro. Oh my goodness. And then right here it says this effectively devalued the dollar.
Keep going.
The government gained massive control over gold reserves. In simple terms, people were forced to give up real gold and a set paper currency instead.
So how much more to chip?
Exactly. So like that thing you read earlier about Trump, if he's intentionally devaluing the dollar, paper money, what's going to come next?
Yep.
The digital dollar.
Yep.
The MOTB. That's why I believe back in 2023, I read an article. It said that CBDC can now be used as legal tender.
Wow.
Why? Because, come on, it got to be some form of currency now. Because the paper money is going to be done away with soon, completely obsolete. So it makes sense why the MOTB has to be fulfilled.
The next phase.
Yes.
For the world powers to operate.
Yes.
E-commerce.
Yes.
Keep going.
It says.
And then we got to get James 5.
Oh, I still got it.
Okay.
It says the introduction of Federal Reserve notes. This dude is devious. Like you said, this is all prophecy, right? It says.
Well, let me say this, because Abraham Lincoln introduced something called the greenback.
Yep, the greenback,
which was a complete separation from, I think, like the British banking, which was really the elite.
Yeah. Yep.
So he was trying to basically separate themselves from the funding that the elite banker Edomites were given back in that time.
Yeah.
So they took his ass out.
Exactly. That's why they shot his ass.
Yeah.
Because he was going against the grain.
Yeah.
It wasn't time yet, bro.
Yeah.
Just like
JFK.
There you go.
They took JFK out. There's rumors about financial reasons with that, because he was trying to give the American people gold again.
See, bro, it's not time, because that's prophecy that see if it got to come.
Yep.
Imagine if he did do that, then come on. Now right here it says introduction of Federal Reserve notes. It says Federal Reserve notes created after the Federal Reserve Act.
Oh, the Federal Reserve Act, which that was after the Titanic. Can you look up?
Oh.
Did the Federal Reserve Act come after the Titanic sinking?
Wow.
Which J.P. Morgan, he had something to do with that. Which he was a demon. He hated his picture being taken. That's the rich men, bro.
Yeah.
Read that James 5 again.
Yeah,
just because.
That's the elites.
You know?
James 5:1.
Woe to you that receive uncertain riches.
Yeah.
You know? About what he stole, you have to vomit up.
That's right. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten.
See? So all this money that man prances and prides himself with, Kodak Black walking out of the jail with the money fan. Remember?
Yeah.
You know, like the sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Hello. Fucking simple niggas, man.
That shit, bro. Exactly.
Esau used Jake as mascots to flaunt fucking money.
Exactly, bro. Seriously.
You find anything, brother? Oh, okay. Oh, they say the Titanic. Well, we'll just look up the dates. There's something that happened with someone on the Titanic.
Yeah, because it was somebody in the Titanic that owned like a certain percentage of some financial something. But then J.P. Morgan
I would look it up. Look up when was the Federal Reserve Act, and then look up when did the Titanic sink.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information out there.
But in the movie, they say that shit sunk because of a fucking glacier.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, that shit was planned. Come on, it's like 911, you know, and other events.
And Silverstein took out terrorist insurance just before that happened.
Oh wow. What's his name? Silverstein?
Yeah.
Oh, Amalek.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anything? Okay, you got it.
Oh, and keep going to James 5.
Keep
reading it?
Yeah. Because we're still on the corrupted part.
Gotcha.
We ain't yet till they get burned yet.
Gotcha.
You know?
Oh yeah, yep. Now right here it says these notes replace older forms of money.
Boom. Right there.
Mhm.
So then he gave you this. See? To replace this.
So he changed the name but kept the same face.
So in rights, this dollar should allowed me to have bought in a ounce of silver with this dollar.
But that dollar is now disannulled.
Yep.
That form of paper money.
Yep.
But now this one's about to be the one behind that one's about to be disannulled soon. You know?
Yep.
It says initially they were still backed by gold on paper,
Mm-hmm.
but after 1933, Americans could no longer redeem dollars for gold domestically.
Wow.
Why?
Interesting.
What you got?
How did the Titanic affect the economy?
Okay.
The Titanic sinking on April 15, 1912 was
Mm.
one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history, resulting in an estimated loss of 21 billion
Damn.
for the global economy.
So what year? 1912?
1912.
Okay, now look up. Or is there more than that?
Yeah, the Titanic was intended to produce a large profit. The ship's numerous journeys with passengers paying how they wish.
So now 1912 is sunk, right?
Right.
Now let's find out what year was the Federal Reserve Act. Let's just find that out.
He's always giving the damn runaround.
Always, bro.
I fell for it.
Yep, I was looking at that too. Oh, Christopher.
13.
Oh, so the Titanic sunk 1912. The Federal Reserve Act 1913.
Wow, bro. So yes, that's it right there. That's the reason, bro. Come on, man.
Beautiful. Like you said, because there were certain people on that boat. There was like, if you will, shareholders or something important financially that they needed out the way.
Yep.
13. Wait a minute. The Federal Reserve Act. Oh my God. It's like the Dr. X meme with his brain. I'm like, ah.
Right.
So 1913, Federal Reserve Act, 13 branch, 13 granite stones, 13 arrows, 13, the feathers.
13 families.
Bruh.
So to speak, what Esau say. But right, it's Esau, bro, come on, man. Was there more to that, bro?
That's the point. That's all we needed. That's all we needed.
Come on. If not, where and who is he?
Right.
Well, I looked up Federal Reserve Act of 1913. It says Congress passed the Federal Reserve Act 1913 to create safer, more flexible, and stable monetary system following the devastating panic of 1907. It aimed
1907, that went with gold. That was something that happened with gold that year too.
It aimed to end recurring financial panics, bank failures, and inelastic currency by establishing a central banking authority capable of acting as a lender of last resort.
Bro, so they literally are doing this right now, like they did before. In the early 1900s, this is how they gave the debt system to the general public of people, by taking actual real money away. So now they're phasing out this fake money that you're used to, and now they're going to give you a digital version of that, and to access that, you're going to have the mark to buy in and buy out.
Damn, bro.
That's wild.
Damn.
That's wild. But that's prophecy.
Damn.
Little more in this, and then,
like the old saying, a history repeats itself.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep.
Because the world ended by water, but this time around it's gonna be by fire.
Yep. A lake of fire.
A lake of fire, to be exact. Now back in the chat, GBT, it says point 4, bulletin 4, final break from gold, 1971.
Nixon.
Yeah, it says right here. It says the last step happened under Richard Nixon. It's called the Nixon shock. It says what changed is that the U.S. stopped allowing foreign countries to exchange dollars for gold. This ended the global gold system created at Bretton Woods Agreement. After this,
I think that was also the IMF, because when you go into the International Monetary Fund, when you really look back at the shit he did to establish himself, he was creating one thing to get himself here, then he cut it at the legs to start something new.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, he's sick with it.
Shit, well, networking and whatnot.
Yep.
They call that a social climber.
Oh, okay.
So like if you want to use this person to get ahead, you cut that person off, act like you don't know him, then do the same thing to the next person to get you to a certain point, That's what Esau do, bro.
You
You know? Right here it says, after this, the dollar became completely disconnected from gold.
Wow.
It says, verse number 5, what fiat currency means.
Here we go.
The US dollar today is a fiat currency.
It's a fiat currency,
which means money that has value because the government declares it does, not backed by gold, silver, or physical assets. Fiat, it says, is Latin for let it be done, meaning the value exists by government decree.
Oh,
shit.
Government unrighteous decree.
Wow.
Isaiah 10, brother, please. Isaiah 10 now.
Was that verse 1?
Yup, that's an unrighteous decree.
Yeah.
That's an unrighteous fiat.
That's funny because it's Latin. I'll read Rome all over again.
Yep.
Come on, man.
So he's getting ready to play the same playbook.
Wow.
So he's going to create a fiat digital currency. Let's look that up. I think the point was made with that, right?
Yeah.
Let's look this up.
Wow.
Can the government now create digital fiat currency that people would be forced to use to buy and sell for e-commerce? You got that, brother? Read that loud.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they had prescribed.
Boom. Now, there's a little more, but look. Short answer, yes. Technically, the government could create digital form of fiat currency.
Bro, come on, man. What's Trump doing right now with the administration? They about to... Yep.
Most money today is already digital.
Bro.
Bank balances, debit, credit card payments, online transfers. All of that is still fiat currency issued under the authority of the Federal Reserve.
Come on.
But just in electronic form.
Come on.
So in a sense, we are already using digital fiat for e-commerce.
Yes, exactly. Why do you think you could put your phone up to a register and pay for something? You could put a fucking Apple Watch or a Samsung Watch, they call it wearables, up to a, you got to pay for that shit. But it's all through digital transactions. What you gonna say?
Well, I was just thinking of a precept. If you want to go to Rev Now 3 and 10,
perfect.
This is what proves going to be the hour of temptation, because they thought the Social Security number was the mark of the beast when he initiated it. Right. Now imagine how people felt being forced to give up their gold for dollars. Bro. That was a temptation. We should also look up, did anyone ever get arrested or killed for not giving up their gold?
Listen, I'm glad you brought that up just now, because it says the ones that don't take the mark will be beheaded.
Yep.
So they're saying back in that time, if you don't give us your gold, you get fined and go to prison. So how much more if you don't take that MOTB?
Whoa. Look at this. Shit. It says central digital bank currency, a government issued digital dollar, potentially stored in digital wallets, possibly bypassing traditional banks. The U.S. has researched this concept through the Federal Reserve, but hasn't launched one as now. Hence why we're telling you it makes it prophecy.
Wow.
We're telling you before it happened. The Spirit moves us to tell you that Amalek would draw Babylon to war with Persia. That's happening.
Yep.
It says new laws. Congress would need to approve major changes, currency systems, devaluing the dollar, banking laws, privacy protections, phasing out alternatives. Has this ever happened before? Yes. Executive Order 6102, Americans were forced to give up gold.
Oh.
So you mean to tell me Americans ain't going to be forced to give up dollars? Weren't they forced to give up the freedom when they gave up their sleeve and took the fucking jump shot?
Oh, yeah, bro.
It says, so historically, the government has forced a change in how people store value.
Wow.
So he can always change it. What you got, Kranzaba?
I believe this kind of ties in with what you're saying, because it says demographic usage, low-income households and elderly Americans 55 plus still heavily rely on cash.
Yes.
Cash usage increasing in lower income segments as budgeting tools. So they trying to get rid of the elderly by getting them sick with the C-19 and things of that nature, so that they can usher that in. Because elderly people of a certain era, they don't know how to use that type of stuff.
Nope.
They don't know how to use that type of tech.
They don't, bro.
And they're going to have a hard time transitioning.
That will get phased out.
So they got to get rid of them.
And they're gonna, because they've even done a statistic about how much elderly would perish in like the first wave of, let's say, the power went out. So they're already aware of the numbers of those that will be lost in the shift. And actually, in that New World Order book, they said that people would die in the shift.
A culling?
Mm-hmm.
That's
you could call it a culling.
Right. Yeah.
So now, what do you got, brother?
Rev 3.
Yeah, read that.
This is the book of Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So as long as we keep doing what's required of us, following Yahweh shots the best for our ability, the Lord will preserve us. You see, that's why we got to continue, to be faithful, to be fearful and be humble, be charitable, and keep doing the will of the Lord. And it says,
oh, guess what? During when they were told to give up the gold, it says there were some prosecutions, but not a mass roundup of citizens. But that's why prophecy now, there will be a mass roundup. Exodus 2nd Ezra 5, taken in a great number. 2nd Ezra 16, ye shall be idled, offered unto idols.
Spoiling those that,
It says, example of a case, United States versus Frederick Barber Campbell. Campbell was accused of illegally holding large amounts of gold. The government tried to seize it. The case became complicated and controversial. It showed the government was willing to go after individuals. So if they were willing to prosecute you for not giving up gold back then, what spirit they going to be in this time for you not bowing to accept the mark of the beast now?
Right, bro. Real.
That's tough. You got it, bro.
Real. And it says, verse 10, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
World Economic Forum.
There you go.
Okay, one world government, one world currency. All right, you still have the crafty council in play.
Yeah,
you still have puppet leaders. These faces that they give you can be men set up to bring a nation into war. That don't mean they necessarily are with that nation winning.
Right.
You don't know who's set up in Persia. You nigga, fucking the Ukraine nigga was a cross-dresser before he came the face of Ukraine.
Yep.
The Mazansky,
yeah,
he was a cross-dresser.
Yep.
And now you American people know him as the president of Ukraine, but he was on a fucking sitcom shaking ass like bitches out here on social media.
You talking about Zelensky?
Zelensky,
yeah. Yep.
So these people don't know nothing, man. You don't know nothing.
That's why Esau calls them Goya, the fucking eaters.
Yes.
It says that if this gospel be hid, it's hitting them that are lost.
So now let's go back to James 5 and finish that off. And let the demons demon away.
My bad. Back in James 5.
Because remember, it goes in the fire.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen in this midst of this world's war. Okay? There's about to be a lot of things that are going to shake up this place.
Literally.
And soon we're not just going to be out here.
Yeah.
There's going to be, it said, wit shall hide itself. There's a famine of hearing the word.
Yeah.
Okay? Esau's about to start really accusing us too. So if you believe those lies, that's on you, man. Whatever he says.
Well, what about the terror of the world? Is that lies?
What is it? What is it?
Seen this on Instagram.
I've seen.
They said like 5 other countries seen this shit.
Seen what?
A fucking tear, like a in the sky.
In Luke 21, it says there'll be signs in the heaven.
For sure.
Yep. That's it.
Yep.
Oh,
I know, bro.
Yeah.
I got you, bro. Yep. Read that.
I know that, Jake.
For giving us a mouth that our adversaries can't gainsay or resist.
That's right.
That's all it is. That's just the Holy Spirit protecting us, protecting the sheep, because people do have questions.
Yeah.
People do believe they have some form of understanding. But then when it comes to like that, can you read that Luke 21? Because that's a great point, because in the midst of what we're talking about, you're going to have, quote unquote, out of world beings, as the world would think, what we know as the heavenly chariots of Yasharallah, the host of heaven. So you're going to start seeing things in the skies you haven't seen before.
Right.
So people are going to start being in disarray. Like, what's going on? What do I believe in? Is there really a God? Is he white? What am I?
Yep. Verse 25.
Thank you.
So this is the book of Luke, chapter 21, Verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations
Nations are distressed right now.
with perplexity,
Yep.
the sea and the waves roaring,
Keep going.
men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Boom.
Right.
So we also got to wait for Yahweh Shai to return. So
Right.
there's a lot.
So I
You
can
got it?
read that one more verse after that.
Yep.
Verse 28. Bob shot.
Verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
That's right. Deliverance is soon. That's why we got to keep just doing what you were doing. Doing what was taught. Don't try to change up the doctrine. Don't try to do too much, do too less. Just, just stay the course, man.
That's it.
Be in order. Don't be a bitch. When I say that, I mean, don't be sensitive.
Yep.
I was watching the brother's video a couple of days ago, the elders video. It said, have thick skin. You got to have thick skin to be in this. It's just what it is. Because you're going to come into a time where you're going to have thick skin. There's going to be a lot of judgment going on. So the Lord is putting us in position to constantly work out our faith muscle to get us ready in that, that day.
And that day to be found worthy.
That's right.
Like Yahweh Shai said, to be accounted worthy,
Mm-hmm.
to escape from the troubles that are coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. We all are here to receive the same penny.
Right.
All right. Like the elders from Dallas say, Elder Pastor recall, rank schmake. Because we all have positions for order.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, we're all looking to get the same penny.
That's right.
And the Lord deals with the lowly and the humble. Not just the proud or the Mr. I got it guy.
That's right. Back in James 5 and verse 2, your riches are corrupted.
And we just went through an extensive history class lesson that you would have someone in college, scrambling to try to write a thesis on this.
Yeah.
And through the Holy Spirit, that's why I said I chose the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. How are we able to go into his financial system with paper trails leading up to prophecy?
Right.
That's all Yahweh Bashmel Shai Bashim Rakakwadash.
Right.
So Thawada, Abanaw Yahweh Bashmel Shai Bashim Rakakwadash, forget of that ability. Because he's been hiding behind those this paper trail that no one can keep up with.
Yeah.
It always like ends somewhere.
Yeah.
Or someone who gets close, they end up with 3 holes in the back of their head, and it's classified as suicide.
Yeah.
That's
right. But that proves the Lord's with us.
Exactly.
The Lord's not with them.
Because the Lord with us, that's the Lord protecting us for outing him, because it says in Thessalonians, the mouth will consume him.
Yep, that's right.
Because if the Lord ain't with you, Esau gonna TI you and put 3 holes in your head like a bowling ball. Right? Didn't he say that?
Yeah.
I put 3 holes in your head like a bowling ball. But Esau be doing that.
Bro, literally.
He be taking people out, bro.
Yeah.
All for the things that are skimming the surface of what we're saying.
Yeah.
So how much more us?
It's every time Esau does something, it's always it's always 3 things. They either OD'd, had a cardiac arrest, or or a KMS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or should I say KTS?
Yep.
But back in James 5 and verse 2, it said 2, it says, and your garments are moth-eaten, your gold.
See? Yep.
Your gold and silver is canker.
Exactly. That shit is falsehood.
Man.
And then he hoarded all the gold and silver to put everyone in a fiat debt. And it's like, bro, you could use that gold for good.
Yeah.
But he hoards it. Oh, he's got more than heart could wish.
Yeah.
We get that too. Habakkuk 2.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Is that Psalm 73? More than heart could wish?
Oh, I thought it was a Habakkuk 2, right? But his eyes stand out with fatness. Oh, no, you're right. In Psalm 73 too, you're right. But those are both good ones.
And heart could wish.
We could start at Psalm 73, then Habakkuk 2 and 4.
Okay, here we go. Yep.
You got it?
Psalm 73 and I'm going to start at verse 5, the points in 7. Psalm 73 and verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men.
But now they're starting to get in trouble.
That's right.
Okay, now you're finding out that their money's counterfeit.
Yep.
You know, this money's all been backed by military presence. You know,
Bro,
all these the cops. When you even look at like police, they're just here for revenue.
that's it.
That's why he classifies detective, homicide. So now the regular cop who could stop it, I'm not the detective.
Yeah.
Like he's a blue collar crime.
I don't do forensics.
Thank you. I'm not in the financial department. That's good. Oh,
And it says, neither are they plagued like other men, right? Because they're under curses right now. But that's why it says in what's that, Deuteronomy 30:7, it says that these curses shall be transition from us unto our enemy.
Yep.
Starting with Esau.
Of those that hate thee.
Right.
So it makes sense to start with him because he's the number one hater.
Yeah.
He won hater of the year.
Yeah. Right. And because he's the head of the crafty council.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And did we salute the brothers and sisters?
No, we didn't.
Shalom, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kagadash, Barakatam. To the brothers and sisters. One of the brothers said, he said, super edifying lesson, y'all going in. That's the Lord, though.
That's right.
To allow us to get up, to be inspired, to bring edification out, the scriptures, you know? So
That's right.
and because we're being inspired, that's where great fear fell upon Esau and the elites.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Didn't a brother say he had a dream about one of the elites, like came to him in a dream and said, "We know about you"? I remember years ago, I heard something about that. Like basically an elite visited a brother in his sleep.
I remember it was a brother that was telling us that it was elite in his comment board.
Oh, remember that? Yeah.
Saying that soon we're gonna chip you or something.
Yep. Oh, see?
Remember?
See?
But it could have been an agent, whatever. But it said Jacob Rothschild. Remember he showed us?
Yep. What you can't do nothing against the truth before.
Exactly.
So that worked in our favor.
Exactly. Come on, man. Esau knows who we are. So by default, he know who he is.
Ezekiel, it said 39:23. The heathen shall know you went into captivity.
Exactly. Who's the top heathen? Esau.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Who's the top demon? Esau.
Right. That's why he's trying so hard to muffle, this truth.
That's why he buys niggas for cheap. Of course he's gonna give niggas a whole bunch of Federal Reserve notes.
Right.
He ain't paying niggas in gold.
Hell no.
Even in the movie Tower Heist with Ben Stiller. Bro.
Yeah.
He stole that money, and the only way the value of it was converted into gold.
Yep.
So while the FBI was looking for 20 million, this nigga converted the gold and had 45 million. So they know.
Yeah, bro.
That's why they give your ass fucking nickels, quarters, and dimes.
Yep.
Here's a couple dollars, nigga. You know? He just throws it at you.
Yep.
Then Eve takes 4 quarters, and now she's getting naked for it.
Seriously, bro.
And now women are stripping for digital dollars with OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so y'all all fucking pimped out by Edom, man.
Yep. Man.
Losers.
Back in Psalm 73:6. You hearing that all day.
It's like got them out here.
Yeah, bro.
And they're getting overworked too.
Yeah.
Certain police departments have like there was one police department that they all resigned.
Yeah.
Like they're getting overworked.
Yep.
ICE is running the airports. All right. Get ready for military checkpoints.
Exactly.
Hey, this shit is about to get locked down soon.
I live at the police department's closed.
See?
Exactly, bro.
Go inside.
They're talking about passing a bill where you got to pay to call 911.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Esau knows exactly what he's doing, bro. Come on, bro. It's about to get bad out here.
Oh, real bad.
It's about to get worse.
It's about to get real bad.
Back in Psalm 73:6, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain.
See?
Violence covers them as a garment.
Yep. Economic hitmen.
Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
But he's designed to want the world, because remember, Job says the earth was given to him.
Yes.
So by nature, his spirit is to dominate the world.
Yes.
You know?
Going actually.
And then Trump's talking about pulling out of NATO.
Yep. I seen that.
You know, which is the beast hating the whore.
That's right.
We've always said that in the spirit that NATO's gonna turn on Babylon. You know? And it was funny because a week or two ago, that fucking dandelion Edomite woman that was just walking. We told her all the things that were gonna happen, and within a week's time, the draft has been implemented. I think it started December.
Yep.
Started December from 18 to 25
Oh, of this year?
of this year.
Oh shit, bro, it's going down, bro.
Because
Man,
down the battles in the land.
that's right. The hammer of the earth is about to get broke.
And
You know?
these average American people, they're not ready. You're not ready. You're truly not ready. Just like in the days of Noah. You know, the rain is dropping and the sky is sweating.
Yeah,
You know, they're not putting two and two together.
yeah, bro.
Because the Lord isn't dealing with 2/3 of our people on the level to see. That's why Yahweh Shai said, Matthew 16, you can see it's about the this, it's about the that, but you don't know the times we're in.
Back in Psalm 73 and 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Yeah.
They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth.
Yeah, they want to blow up the moon. There is no God. Your constitutional right of freedom of religion, you can worship Satan.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up. They need to be sat down and beat.
Yeah, bro.
Esau don't need to be stood up. He needs to be sat down and then beat.
Yes. Yeah, bro. Back in James 5.
And we're ending off on James 5.
Back in James 5 and verse 3, your gold and silver is cankered, and even the price of silver raised.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they stopped printing pennies and copper, turned it into zinc.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
With your body, you need zinc.
Yep.
Brothers and you sisters, y'all need zinc.
Yeah.
Stop playing, man, with all this defiled bread.
Yeah.
All right? Get your ass right, man.
Yeah.
You know, man. Get some vitamins up in you, man.
Yeah.
Them vitamins up in you.
Yeah. And if you have trouble eating shit like that, just pray to the Lord.
Yeah.
Because when I first came out, I was still consuming shit like that.
Dude.
You know?
Me too.
But the Lord dealing with you over time, you're gonna make a whole complete 180.
Yep.
Everything is all about growth.
Yep.
You learn as you grow.
That's it.
Back in James 5 and 3, it says, and the rest of them, not the rest, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you.
Perfect.
And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Perfect. So now that treasure is a trap that he's now turning into a digital dollar, thinking he's going to entrap the world, not knowing that's an entrapment upon him.
Yep.
What a beautiful time to be alive, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lord willing, you brothers and few sisters was edified through the Spirit as we were. And we just want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakudash. Double honors to our elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace, safety, and salutations to the Lord's beloved elect. With that being said, Shalom.
Shalom.